Hello and welcome to this tutorial on how to set up an Assetto Corsa traffic server 3-lane traffic, rain and teleports. If you don't know how to mod Assetto Corsa or use Content Manager, check out YouTube. There are many tutorials on how to install them and use them. If you already got this, we are ready to start. First of all, you need a PC. This can be your main machine or a dedicated old PC or laptop. Your game saver won't need lots of performance. 4 gigs of RAM or 4 cores should be plenty of power. In my case, I will be using a virtual machine running on my server. First of all, we need some programs and files. The first one we are going to download is Assetto Server. You can find this on this GitHub page, all links will be in the video description. Just go on release and download the latest version. Assetto Server requires ASP.NET version 6. Just go to the Microsoft page, select Windows and go to download. Next you're going to need some game files. You can get them from your Assetto Corsa installation location on the server or using Steamcmd as I. Go to developer.valvesoftware.com/wiki/steamcmd. Go to Windows and download Steamcmd. Go to your downloads folder and first of all install the Microsoft extension. In my case I already did this, so I don't need this. Next, extract your Steamcmd. When you start Steamcmd, you're going to update it and you will see this console. To specify an installation location, you're going to type this following command: force_install dir. In my case, I'm going to name it Assetto. So Steamcmd created this folder. Type in login, your account name, enter your password, and in my case I'm going to need to enter my Steam guard code. Now we are logged on onto Steam. Next up, get the Assetto Corsa server Steam ID and type in add_update Steam ID validate. Now Steam is pulling the required files. Next we are going to need the Assetto Revival project map and also the spline lines. Go to the official Assetto Revival project Discord and go to track download. Download the latest track. If you wish to do more than 40 cars, you need to download the Overload extension. The Overload extension will have 170 bits, so 170 cars. So I'm going to download this one as well. Next up, to tell the AI where to drive, you're going to need the spline lines. Go to Assetto Server Development Discord, go to spline line release and scroll up to the post of Compute. Download the spline lines. Obviously you're going to need something to drive. To not kill your FPS, I will recommend a low polygon traffic car pack and a standard JDM Car Pack. I'm going to use the No Hazy Traffic Car Pack. And the Push&P JDM Car Pack. This one. If you want to use rain on your server, you're going to need the preview version of Custom Shader Bridge. Unfortunately, this can only be downloaded if you subscribe to the Patreon version of Custom Shader Bridge. Also, you're going to need Sol. Sol is a WeatherFX plugin for Assetto Corsa, and we're going to download this as well. For using teleport, each client is required to use this Comfy Map plugin. You can just drag it onto Content Manager to install it. Just download it. And we are ready to go. When you got all necessary files, we can close Steamcmd. And go to our Assetto Corsa installation location. First of all, we need to edit our Assetto Corsa server configuration. Going to this folder cfg and server cfg.ini. First of all, we can pick a name for our server. Next up, delete this car. We don't need this. Set your password and enter an admin password. Next up, for the communication with the Assetto server, we're going to define some ports. You're free to pick some ports. In my case, I'm going to use these ports. Keep in mind to open them in your firewall. For this, I'm going to use my Dream Machine, go to Settings, Firewall and Security, and enter port forwarding depending on your ports. Next up, set your refresh rate. I'm going to use 64 tick. I'm going to disable damage, allow tires out 4. I'm going to allow ABS, traction control and stability control, as well as auto clutch. And I'm going to set tire blankets allowed to 1, as well as my max lines to 100. Scroll down until you can see practice, qualifying and race. We don't need qualifying and race, we are only using practice mode. Set your desired time for your session and save this file. Click minimize, we're going to need this later, and go back to your main folder. Open your download folder with all the files you downloaded and go to content and tracks. Here are all your available tracks on your server, and we are just going to drop the SRP main layout into this folder. Open your new Assetto Revival project folder and drop the overload extension into it, in case you need it. Replace the coding files and create a new folder. Name this folder AI and drop the fastlane.aip file into this folder. Go back to your tracks folder, copy the name of your map layout and go back to your server config. Edit your track name and pick your desired layout. In my case, I'm using the overload layout. Save your configuration and go back to your root folder. Now we are going to drop the Assetto server files. Open the zip, select everything and just drop it onto your folder. To start your server, you're going to use this application file. In my case, I'm going to rename this to srp-traffic-test. Double click this file and allow the Windows firewall to access it. Our server is now up. We're going to close this again and go back to our configuration folder. Now we got two new files, one entry list and one extra config. Double click on extra config and I'm going to allow alternative checksum for cars. Set this to true. I'm going to set my max ping to 300. I'm going to force on the lights and I'm forcing 64 tick on everyone. I'm going to enable weather effects and I'm going to reduce the track grip by 20% if it rains. Set enable AI to true and set this ones also to true. For a smoother experience, enable custom updates. This requires at least a custom shader patch version of 0.1.77. My minimum safe distance for the AI cars to spawn I'm going to set to 15 and my maximum distance I'm going to set to 50. My max car speed for the AI I'm going to set to 120 and my right line offset I'm going to set to 30 kilometers an hour. My max AI target count I'm going to set to 600. My max per player count I'm going to set to 50. I'm going to hide AI car names so they don't appear on the minimap. My cornering speed factor I set to 50%. And my cornering brake distance factor I'm going to set to 150%. My traffic density I'm going to set to 3. And now save the file and minimize it again. Now we need some cars. Go back to your root folder, go to content, go to cars, and drop your desired cars. In my case I'm going to use pushmp JDM Car Pack, copy them over, close this window again, and open your traffic pack, and drop the carding accordingly. In this traffic pack it also includes drivers. In my case I want my server to have rain installed, so I'm going back to my root folder and drop Sol onto my root folder. Next up, drop your lights patch onto your folder and close this window again. Open your configuration folder, go to entry list, and here you can see every car listed in your server. We don't need these ones, so we're going to delete them. When you look on the GitHub page of Assetto Server, you can see the cars should be listed like this. So car number, car name, skin name, ballast, restrictor and AI. By using auto, the AI will take the slot if it's empty. If it's listed as fixed, players won't be able to join on the slot, and if it's set to none, the AI won't take this car. So only players can take this car. To keep FPS in playable areas, you're going to list your JDM cars as none and all traffic cars to fixed. So open up your list, go back to your content folder, cars. In my case, I won't keep the original car files, so I'm going to delete them. I'm going to start with the traffic cars. Open up your entry list and copy and paste the names of the cars. You can leave the skin blank, so it will pick a random skin. If you want to specify a skin, open up the car, go to skins and select the skin. Set up your AI mode. I'm going to use fix for traffic cars as I said. And I copy a blank template so I don't need to type everything again. For the normal cars I'm going to use AI mode none. Also, these ones are AI cars, so I'm going to edit them as well. If you want to see your normal cars in traffic as well, just use AI mode auto. Save your entry list and minimize your window again. Next up, we're going to need our weather effects. Go to content, weather, and here you can find all your installed weathers. I like this heavy thunderstorm preset, so I'm going to use it. Just copy the name. Go back to your server configuration and edit your weather. You can set multiple weathers and change the weather using in-game commands. Just remember your weather ID. For your rain presets to work, you're going to need to paste this command and this command. Save your configuration and go back to your root folder. In order to allow teleports, go back to your configuration and insert your coordinates to teleport. You can find this in the video description as well. Go back to your server configuration. Next up, copy the welcome message. The welcome message includes the rain preview preset. Go back to your server configuration and insert your welcome message. Also, I recommend you to disable booking mode by using this command. Save your file, go back to your root folder and launch your application. To change your time, just edit your sun angle. I'm going to use -206. Save your file, restart your server, and you're ready to go. Server's up now. You can see your port ID, you can see your refresh rate, and you can see your invitation link. Go back to your content manager, go to online, go to LAN, select your server, type in your very safe password, select any car you like, and click join. When you join in, you can see rain is already active. To change your weather, type in /admin, enter your very safe password, /set-weather, and your weather ID. For me, 1 is clear, 12 is rain. To use teleports, go to your apps and open your Comfy app, press mouse 3 to open the full map, and you can see these dots on your server. These are teleportation markers. Click them to teleport to them, and you're ready to drive now.